Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Over the Cup podcast, a Formula One podcast for fans old and new by Formula One fans old and new. Today, we're talking about Canada GP with Neil Kramer Chakuni. And what a weekend! What a weekend! But before we get into that, I just want to say to any of our listeners, we are doing a fantasy league for Euros 2024. And if you want to participate in that and play with us, hit us up on our socials, our Insta, our Twitter, or write to us at overthecuppodcast@gmail.com. Okay, Canada.
Go Canada.
So Shaguni hasn't seen the race, which is the biggest mistake you can do in 2024.
How can you miss the only good race of the season?
Oh, Kramer, you
Oh,
also missed it.
you
You watched
exactly.
the replay. You
Yeah,
watched the replay.
I watched entire replay, not just like 10 minutes highlights.
After we told you that it was worth it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you also would not have.
Yeah, man. When people told me to watch it, I just saw it, and Shahuni didn't.
Huh. It's okay.
True.
I can understand.
But I have seen it in breaks, so I know some of it.
No,
Bro, nothing can give you the whole picture if you just know
Yeah.
some of it because it is
Man,
the craziest
I
race.
was like so gassed when we saw Kevin Magnussen.
Yeah.
That was great. I was like, I hope he doesn't crash into anyone and ruin the race.
But there
Bro,
are so
like,
many memes flowing which say Ocon and K-Mag in the same team. It would be survive to drive.
yeah.
Yeah, but Kevin Magnussen in this race was good, man. Especially in those tires.
So let's start from the qualifying at least because couple of talking points for qualifying also. Perez another bad qualifying. I don't know, man. It's like it always happens with Perez. At least it's been happening since 2022. And every year we think that surely this is the end for Perez. And the dude just keeps signing contract extensions with Red Bull. Crazy.
Perez is like Marcus Rashford. जब contract खत्म होने आता है तब वो अच्छा रेस करता है.
Man, no. That's like bad comparison, man. At least Perez will have like couple of very good races.
Yeah. Marcus Rashford is
But that's Marcus Rashford also, when his contract is due, is one of the best player.
And he hasn't been good since 2020, that COVID season.
No. After that, he had that amazing 21, 22.
Okay. We
when-
finally had a good race in Formula One where we don't need to
Yeah,
talk
and
about football
let's
to
not
make
make
the
it about-
episode interesting. Yeah,
Yeah, especially Rashford. No.
exactly. This podcast might turn into a little bit more football-y because Euros are coming and it's going to be 1 month of like mostly football content and some Formula One content. So we'll leave it for that. But yeah, Perez again out in Q1. And the next shock was both the Ferraris.
That
out
was
in
a
Q2.
shocker.
Ferrari had a very bad week.
And to think that this is the same team that won the previous race. But hopefully Ferrari can bounce back. Man, Ferrari this week kind of went backwards, all the way back to 2022. Like their strategy calls.
Yeah.
So Shaguni, I'll tell you. Okay, so the race is happening. Okay, everybody started on inters. Okay, except for the two Haases, they started on full wets. Okay, now the race starts. Now it is like inters are okayish, but they are not like optimum for these conditions. Wets are better, but because wets are shit, nobody wants to take a gamble except for the Haases. Because Haases have nothing to lose. And Haas, both the drivers are moving through the field. Like Nico Hulkenberg is like 7, 8, 9 places up. So is Kevin Magnussen. Kevin Magnussen at one point was 4th in the race. But then
Nice.
what?
Man, he was picking two drivers a lap.
A lap. Exactly. So this is just happening in the first couple of laps. Now, what happens is that now, because all 20 cars, all on wet weather tires, the track is drying up. So the wet tires begins to fall off. And so the Haas is not the rocket ship that it was a couple of laps ago. So then they are thinking, oh, what should we do? So then Haas calls their drivers for a pit stop. They fuck up K-Mag's pit stop because K-Mac comes, it's very Daniel Ricciardo in Monaco in 2016 situation. There are no tires. It's like a 8-second pit stop. And Nico Hülkenberg, I don't think there was any problem, but Nico was still like just on the brink of P10, so he also joins somewhere around P17, P18. Now the race goes on. Soon there is a dry line forming, but when the dry line starts forming, the radar, which has been very accurate for this weekend for some reason, says that the next cell of rain is going to come in the next 10 minutes. Okay, so
Oh.
everybody is like, we have to keep going for these inters. So we'll see. If the rain starts, then we'll pit for inters. If it doesn't start, then we'll pit for slicks. But while this is happening, there is a safety car. I don't know who crashed. I think it was Logan Sargent. Logan Sargent was the first.
Yeah,
to
it was
crash.
Logan Sargent, the first one to crash.
Yeah. Logan Sargent crashes. There is a safety car. Okay, before that, I have to tell you, Russell was leading the race.
Yeah.
Russell was P1 comfortably. And I think, no, did Lando? Yeah, there was a shuffling because I think
No,
when
I
the first.
remember when Sargent crashed, it was Lando who was ahead, and then
No,
Verstappen.
so Lando came ahead after, I think Max overtook Russell. Lando was behind, but when the safety car came, Lando did not come in for a pit stop, but everybody else pitted for new inters. And Lando got the lead, got the track position, completed one more lap, and then came in for a pit stop. But he came out, I think, third. Did not. It
Yeah,
was a
P3.
gamble worth taking, but he came out P3. Okay. Now Ferrari up until that point was having some issues. Neither Sainz nor Charles could make up any positions. There was some problem with the engine or whatever. Charles comes in for a pit stop. They do Control Alt Delete something on the wheel. They did something to kind of try and resolve the issue. And for some reason, they decide to go for hards. They decide to go for hards when the radar clearly says that there is another shower coming.
Nice.
And Charles is so slow. Like he cannot. And his radio engineer, whoever the new guy is, he's like, just keep it on the road. It's going to be a short shower. It was not a short shower, but like it's going to be a short. Just keep it on the road. Okay. Charles is hella slow. He tries to do like 1 or 2 laps on that, comes back again for a pit stop, pits for inters, somehow comes out ahead of the race leader. So he has not been lapped, but there is no pace at all, like at all. So that goes on. Then Charles retires. After that, I think the shower is over and everything is. What was the second safety car caused by? Was it the
I think that was
Sargent,
Albon, Sainz and Albon, the second one.
Sainz and Albon incident?
No, it was much later.
Yeah, I think Sainz and who were then one was Perez, Sainz, Albon, Charles, and Logan. Yeah, so the first time everybody went on slick, I don't think there was a safety car.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now the dry line is forming. Everybody pits. Okay. Max goes on mediums. The McLarens go on medium. Russell goes on hard. Hamilton goes on medium. And Hamilton is flying like crazy. Fastest lap after fastest lap. Like it's crazy. Like at this point, the race is so close. Anyone from the top 5 can win it. Anyone can.
Okay.
Then happens the Sainz and Albon incident. Okay. And that causes another safety car. Now everybody decides to pit again for fresher slicks. The Mercedes, they give hard to Lewis and medium to Russell. I don't think the McLarens don't pit. Max does not pit. Only the Mercedes got new set of, like they changed their tires. And then it's race to the checkered flag. And I think Russell, Hamilton. So it's like Max, Lando, Piastri, Russell, and Hamilton. That's the top 5. And Hamilton and Russell are eventually able to overtake Piastri, but they cannot get close to Lando. But anyways, that was the race. This is the short summary of what happened, which is like crazy.
Man, I feel bad for Lewis. Why was he given hard?
Yeah, I think like it. See, apparently people were saying that he did not have another set of mediums, which I find hard to believe because FP1 was wet. Qualifying was all softs. how many mediums did you run in FP2 and FP3 that you did not have anything at all? But it's
Yeah,
also
because
understandable because usually the race is a one stop, so you'll have one medium and one set of hards, but you'll still have one more set just in case you get a puncture or something. Like you will have something, but I don't know, whatever it was. The funniest thing is I saw this video, okay, and it was after the race, and Toto said, well, Lewis, at least the good news is that the car is working well. And Lewis was saying nothing. It was just silence, did not respond, did not say anything at all. Like at all.
and even I think after the press in the press also he was saying that this was one of the worst drives of my year of this
Yeah,
year.
yeah. Which is crazy. He finished P4.
Yeah, even after P4, he feels that it was one of the worst, and I mean it says something.
Yeah.
Man, he was about to get P3 and Russell went on like full crack at him.
But I
Yeah,
think
even
if he would
Russell
have
and
gotten
Piastri.
mediums, he would have been like, yeah, we would be fighting for P2 with Norris.
Yeah. I think it was a gamble. Again, I don't know why that gamble was taken, because if you had mediums and you build up enough of a lead, I think you would have been able to like be okay to till the end of the race, because Max was able to finish. Like Max did not pit for another set of slick tires. Like he was just the mediums he got, he was like, okay, I'm gonna finish the race on this. And it's not like he won by a country mile, it was like 2-3 seconds that he won by. So
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
don't, yeah, so I don't see the point of them. I think they should have just gone
In
on.
recent times, Max been getting that 10-15 second gap.
Yeah,
I think it is like Red Bull is losing pace or other teams are gaining pace. I
I think
don't
it's
know
a
if
bit
it's
of
McLaren or Red Bull.
no, it's bit of both, because Red Bull is also having correlation issues, and of course McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes, they have picked up their development. So it's a bit
I
of both.
feel very sad for Albon. Until that crash, he was having great race.
Yeah, that is true. He's having a good race.
And it was not Sainz's fault also. It was like pure accident.
Yeah, I mean, Sainz was also like a passenger. Once he made that mistake, he couldn't control the car, and Albon was just like a collateral damage. But man, this is how wet races should be. Like just enough rain to make it interesting, but not Suzuka level. Like you can't see anybody, and you have to red flag the
Just
race.
confuse their teams with like a bit of shower here and there.
Yeah. And also, like, I think what to me, what this race showed is that even if, let's say, Red Bull does not have the best car or does not have the similar kind of advantage that they've had in the previous seasons, man, their strategy calls are so on point. Because McLaren fucked it up in their strategy. McLaren could have really, really won the race. I think McLaren was faster than Red Bull over the weekend, but Max won the race because of just their strategy. They shouldn't have. I don't know if Lando went for one extra lap behind that safety car to gain track position, or was it because he had already crossed the pit exit? I don't know why he took that extra lap, but that is what fucked up his race. I think he did 1 or 2 extra laps or something like that. But yeah, this was one of the best races of this season, hands down.
Yeah, easily.
So, okay, what else? So I've told you about the race. We were talking about qualifying. Damn. And who did well in qualifying? Danny Rick, P4,
That
P5,
yeah, that is good.
P5.
P5. Good.
Man, again, and in race, come on.
He finished P7, right?
P8.
P8.
Man,
Hmm.
he started
is-
at P5. Tsunoda
Yeah.
was ahead of him. Where was Tsunoda in qualifying?
No, Tsunoda was not ahead of him.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, he started P5. Tsunoda was not ahead of him.
Yeah. Tsunoda was ahead in the race of like Daniel Ricciardo.
Oh, yeah.
And he will have this like flashes of old Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that, like, because I had higher hopes from Daniel because he was good in qualifying. Like, he out-qualified Tsunoda. I was like, he's starting from a very good position. It's not like he's going to have that kind of disadvantage that, you put in one good quali lap, but then at race pace, you're going to fail because it was trickier condition when they started.
Yeah.
He got a,
He
but
was almost at
he got a,
P11.
but he also got a 5 second penalty. He finished P8 with a 5 second penalty for a false start. He got a 5 second penalty in the race.
Yeah.
So
Did Perez get anything? He had a broken wing and was driving all around.
yeah, which is something, I mean, see, I get it from a safety point of view, but what would you rather have? Like, do you want him to just stop on the track to avoid a penalty so that and cause a safety car? Like, he could drive to the it I think it could also be that Red Bull was like, do not stop, get your ass back to the pit lane, do not stop on track, because then Max would have lost the race. If Perez caused another safety car, Max would have lost the race. So maybe it was that. But yeah, he's been given. Maybe what he could have done was taken his car to one of the exit points on the track somewhere. Maybe. I don't know. He didn't need to like do the entire race and come back to the pit lane, I think. But he has a 3 place grid drop in where? In
Spain.
Spain. Espinal.
I want Sainz to have a very good race in Spain.
He's never won it, no? Sainz?
No, I don't think he has won Spain.
Yeah. I have high hopes from Mercedes in Spain. Like they have done well. Even when they are struggling, they have done comparatively well in Spain. So let's
Spain,
see.
that straight leading from sector 3 to sector 1 is like too long. That is like
Yeah.
very good
The
for
pit
like,
straight.
yeah. If you have a car with a good straight line pace, man, any day, 100.
Mm.
So I am hoping McLaren to have
Was
a very good race.
the pre-season testing this year in Bahrain or was it in Barcelona?
Bahrain.
Barcelona.
Bahrain.
Or were there
Pre-season happened in
pre-season?
Bahrain.
Were there two pre-season testings?
No, that was
No, it
last
was
year.
Sakir.
That was last year. Yeah.
No Bahrain, no Barcelona. It was Sakir.
I mean, same difference. Bahrain outer is Sakhir, right?
Yeah.
I think all in all, a very, very good weekend. But what I want to ask you guys is, do you think the championship is back on? Do you think we can get a fight? If not for drivers, then for constructors.
Yeah,
I think
constructors,
constructors
yes.
is going to be a three-way battle.
Yeah, with McLaren finding their mojo and it's gonna be fun, but drivers, no, I don't think so.
Drivers, Max is winning.
I think drivers, the problem is that it's going to be a lot of people. Like the only way I can see drivers becoming a challenge is if Max has a couple of finishes where he is either not on the podium or like a Monaco-like finish, you know? Because after Monaco, I think Charles had caught up to him a lot. Then he had this sucky weekend and Max got the win. So I would say, yeah, maybe. Let's see. It depends on how many people win the races, like how the race winners are going to be distributed, and how many times Max does not get like top
Constructor
4.
championship purely depends on Perez.
That's why I think constructors is gone. I don't think Red Bull is not winning the constructors. I think constructors is going to be McLaren.
If you look at the duo of Pierre and Norris, it is like amazing, man. They both are complementing each other very well.
Yeah.
It's like dream duo for them.
Like every single race, I think Oscar and Norris are like right about
Next to each
close
other.
to
Yeah.
each other. So the teams can implement strategy favoring one of the drivers and the other is there to support them. Like Perez used to do in 2021. So I think
But how Lewis is doing this year? It was a
Man.
joke. It was a joke.
And I feel that Louis is not interested in this season.
yeah. He's completing his side quest at Mercedes, man.
Yeah.
This is
I
his
think,
side
man,
quest season.
I just want to go out of my contract. That's it.
That's
Don't
it,
want
yeah.
anything else. He is like trying to have as much as like very less DNF. Like I'm gonna finish every race. That's it.
That's all he's trying to do. Okay, so but like given this constructors battle, do you think Red Bull made the right choice in renewing Perez's contract?
No.
No,
Who do you think should have been in the Red Bull seat then?
Sainz. If they want to win constructors back again, then Sainz. The only logical option.
But what if Max is like, I don't want this teammate drama. Sainz and Red Bull is like Nico Lewis
Match.
situation. They are like
No,
two
Sainz
equally
and Red
matched
Bull is a
drivers.
match made in heaven.
And I think even Yuki would make a good teammate. He won't be like pushing to be number one driver.
But
And he
Yuki
will be
signed
like,
an extension with
yeah,
VCARB.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, that's because Perez signed this. No, I think that happened after Perez signed.
Yeah.
So Yuki will be like, he seems very cool, dude. He's like,
But I
man,
think
I'm happy to be here.
2026, but I think 2026 Yuki is going to Aston Martin. I think with Honda coming in, Honda partnership with Aston Martin, I don't think they will be okay with Stroll being there as a
And
driver.
I had a like nightmare of a thought where Esteban Ocon was a Red Bull second driver.
No, that is not happening.
Man, I can just see them crashing into each other in the pit lane before coming out.
Oh, speaking of Esteban Ocon, apparently, so Alpine asked Gasly and Ocon to switch positions to attack Ricardo, but then when Ocon asked to Ocon asked the team to ask Gasly to give him the position back, they refused. Yeah, so he said, no comment. I'm too nice. Too nice. I've done what I had to do, which is the most important, but you guys didn't do what you had to do. That's it. Happy to be working with you guys, Stu, Dave, and Josh. Very happy. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for supporting. This is his post-race radio in Canada.
Damn, someone is hurt.
Man,
I mean, he has announced that he's leaving Alpine.
Yeah, but this sounds like he is butthurt.
well, who convinced Ocon that he is nice?
No, only because he listened to the instruction this time,
Yeah.
which is like, this is the bare minimum that you can do after the stunt you pulled in Monaco. So I don't know. But I feel like Ocon is going to have a harder time in the rest of the season. And it
Oh, yeah.
still remains to be seen. I don't want him to go to Haas because I want Ollie to have a good teammate. But let's see.
Ocon should go to some French local driving things, racing range, something organization.
See, the thing is, Ocon, there's nothing wrong with Ocon as a driver. He's a good
Yeah,
driver.
there is nothing wrong. He's like a very good driver.
But his behavior is what has caused problems. Because he's had problems with everybody. He's had problems with Perez. He's had problems with Alonso. Now he has with Gasly. And I don't know when... no, he was also teammates with Daniel, but I don't think there was any problem then because Ocon, I think during Renault, when he was teammates with Daniel, was a little humbled because he had to sit one season out. You remember when he lost his seat because of Stroll in the Racing
Yeah,
Point?
yeah.
They retained Perez, but then they kicked out Ocon, and he had one season out, and then he got called for Renault. Sybil called him. So I think that is also another difference. I think Sybil was somebody who he respected. Two, I think it was just Alpine has been on a downward trajectory ever since they let go of Sybil. I think that man was amazing. What else? Is there anything else to talk
I
about?
don't know. I don't remember anything else.
I think we've talked about everything. I think Logan Sargent is not going to get another extension. I think Zoe is not going to get any extension.
Yeah, I hope Liam Lawson gets some seat.
I think Daniel might lose his seat. It is a possibility. If Yuki has already
Yeah.
signed, I think Daniel might just lose his seat again. And
It is very much possible, Daniel losing his seat.
yeah,
Because he's not performing well enough.
yeah. Compared to Yuki, I think, yeah,
He'll only be compared to Yuki now.
yeah,
And Yuki is having a good season.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yuki's, to be very honest, having a great season.
Yep.
And Yuki is not Yuki in this season.
Yeah, because with Yuki, the thing was that it used to always come in spurts. Like you would have 2-3 races which would be great, and then
Yeah.
2-3 races that are like really shitty, and it would always be like that highs and lows, highs and lows. But I think this season so far he has just been consistently good. But my biggest concern is where where Carlos Sainz goes, because I don't think Mercedes is open for him. Red Bull is also closed. Ferrari is sorted. Their Aston is sorted. If VCARB lets go of Daniel, I think Liam will come there. It's not going to be Carlos.
He may go to Alpine.
No, he's either going to go to Sauber or he's going to go to Williams. That is what the reports are. Those are the teams he's
That's
talking to.
such a downgrade.
Yeah, very big downgrade.
It is, but Sauber, you can still understand, is going to be Audi from 2026. And Williams, maybe he's getting Adrian Newey. Apparently, Mick Schumacher is getting linked with Alpine. So is Jack Doohan. But I think Alpine should just sell it to Andretti, man. Just sell it. Just sell the team.
I think Alpine was in talks, right, with Andretti.
Yeah,
Was it
and I
Alpine or
also
was it-
think, but I think they recently said that selling the team is not an option, which I think is so dumb. Because look at, like, Renault at one point was a serious midfield contending team. Like in the days of Ocon and Daniel, at least. Like they used to get odd podiums here and there, and they would consistently be scoring points.
Hmm.
And they are like nowhere, man. Nowhere. This year's Alpine is a pure tractor.
But last two races they have done well
Barely.
compared to their start.
Compared to their
Previous
start,
race
yeah.
was Monaco. There was no overtaking. They just
Yeah.
had to do like good quality.
Yeah.
In
They
Canada,
had a decent
by DNF. Yeah.
but uh, they had a decent position in Monaco, but then there was some teammate on teammate terrorism.
and Esteban Ocon him.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it from Canada. Anything in the footballing world that is interesting?
We just lost to Qatar. I mean, are on verge
Yeah.
of to Qatar.
Uh,
We are officially out of.
World Cup
Well, this is
qualification.
this is what pisses me off bad. We had lead for 72 minutes.
It was so fuck all. We lost the game in 5 fucking minutes.
I'm sad, but I know it would happen at some point. The football infrastructure in our country is way behind the world. So
And Euros is coming up. Bro, I would be scary if I was a fan of any other team in La Liga.
Because
I was just thinking about this Real Madrid Dortmund game. Man, Real Madrid Dortmund because Dortmund was like is a typical youth team. And Real Madrid were like we are experienced that. But in this final it was reverse. Dortmund was
Yeah.
like we are the
Experienced.
experiencing and Real Madrid was like no, we are just youth. And now they are going for Julian Alvarez.
Carlo Ancelotti, the greatest manager of all time.
To be very honest, if Alvarez is not getting time in City, I think he should go.
And
He
where
deserves a
will he
place
get
where he.
time in Real Madrid?
Maybe he will get subbed every other game. Over here, Pep doesn't even sub him. He is
Yeah.
just a
And
bench
they are,
warmer.
and they are buying Florian Wirtz, okay, from
Who's
No,
playing
Leverkusen.
Wirtz is
Florian
not
Wirtz?
going. Wirtz is not going. Wirtz is never leaving.
Yeah, I didn't even hear a rumor about Wirtz. He's not
No,
going
they are
anytime
trying.
soon.
Okay, then
Who?
it's
Man
fine.
City?
No, Real Madrid.
What? They'll buy
Nah,
Florian
Wirtz
Wirtz
is
as
not
a
going to
kuch bhi.
Madrid. Not a chance.
How?
And I hope
Collecting
not, man.
Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
And like, if you look at that team, except for those defense line, Carvajal and Ferland Mendy
They
and
should buy
that
defenders
defense,
now, ना हो गया ना अटैक तो हो गया और क्या चाहिए
yeah,
एम्बापे
they
रॉड्रिगो
are like,
Vinny Bellingham Chouameni
नहीं,
and
वो पूरा जैसे पेप ने पूरा डिफेंडर 11 किया था ना, ये अटैकर 11 करेगा. Ancelotti is
Chouameni and
like,
Camavinga. Wow.
yeah,
and like,
I mean, all of those players are above 100 million, right?
yeah.
Vinny,
yeah,
Rodrigo, Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, Camavinga,
Camavinga, yeah.
Chouameni. All of them 100 million over. तो उनका changes their squad value. Squad value only team's first 6 value is more than any other team.
But I
Like
think
in La
they
Liga.
will have a little problem if they don't start selling people.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, because all
True,
of
no.
these younglings have like $1 billion release clause.
Okay,
Yep.
even if Mbappe plays for Real Madrid for next 5 years, even he is winning at least one Champions League and minimum three La Ligas.
I really want Mbappe to fail at Madrid. Like nothing against Madrid, but everything against
No,
that buffoon.
even if he
Why
fails
nothing
for
against
Madrid,
Madrid? You're a Barcelona fan, no?
yeah,
No, but I still feel like they really are the best team right now. You can't go
Yeah,
against Madrid thinking that you will win the game easily.
of course
They
not.
are the best team in the world right now, and
yeah.
Carlo
Now add
Ancelotti, the
Mbappe to
greatest
that.
manager of all time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. The best team in
And
the world
not
adds the
even
best.
yeah, so
managing the team.
that's why I'm saying like nothing against Madrid, but I really like I don't know why, but I really don't like Mbappe.
We can understand
Same.
his friends
I mean,
was
I
up
don't like
against.
him, but I don't like
Yeah,
dislike him.
yeah. Man,
But I
I
just don't
don't
like him.
like his attitude, but his footballing
Exactly.
skills is amazing.
I don't like that he wants everyone to treat him like he is some sort of a fucking royalty. Even Ronaldo, Messi don't want
No,
themselves to be treated like that.
I think PSG is to blame for that.
What skills are amazing? Kramer, did you just say now?
Was finishing, and
Finishing.
he can finish from like very tight angles.
Bro,
Yeah, finishing is
he costs fucking 100 million. He should finish in his sleep.
No, I'm telling like he is his pace. Okay, he is like proper that Thierry Henry type guy. He can carry the team, but his only problem is his bad attitude.
Baditude.
Yeah, if he fixes that, man, he will have like a bigger legacy than Ronaldo. Even if he plays for Real Madrid for next 5 years, he will win.
I don't think so. He'll have a bigger legacy than Ronaldo. It's too late now. He's 25. Ronaldo
Yeah,
started
he can
20.
play for 10 more years. He can like go to
Yeah,
almost
but he's already
all.
way behind on the numbers now.
Yeah,
He
and
can play
even
for
not in.
50 fucking years, but you have to understand, you are talking about one of the greatest. For him
Yeah,
to reach at that level, it is going to
I
be very difficult.
I don't think anyone will have the cultural impact that Messi and Ronaldo had on like entire multiple of generations. In terms of trophies, I think he can beat Ronaldo if he manages to win Champions Leagues at La Liga
Yeah,
and with
Champions League
World
and
Cup.
like see, Ronaldo anyway has very less number of league titles. League titles he can for sure overlap. Like Ronaldo, there was some stat that Ronaldo has lost 70% of the league titles he has played because even Al Nassr
Hmm.
even Al
Also
Nassr he couldn't win, no?
yeah, he didn't win it. So I think one thing that goes with Ronaldo is he was up against like behemoth Barcelona.
Yep. So
And
that's why they won only
Mbappe is
one
up
league
against,
that time.
Mbappe is up against, and we don't even know who plays for Barcelona.
Like
And
Right now,
they
ev-
haven't
they are
even,
putting
yeah,
they're putting their eggs with Yamal, 16-year-old.
no,
yeah,
they
Yamal,
haven't
Fati
even
is back.
registered this guy yet, Hansi Flick.
That's
That's
No,
funny,
they
man.
have. They have. Flick
No,
is
they have
registered. That other
announced.
guy is not. That midfielder. I don't remember. That midfielder is not registered.
See how bad your finances has to be that you can't register a player.
Yeah, we are in deep shit, man.
Yeah, did we talk about that Man City filing a case against Premier League
I don't
last
think
time?
so.
Last time.
Me and Kramer had a talk at 3 a.m. on a group,
Yeah.
but not on the podcast.
Someone gave me like amazing analogy. Like if a student is caught cheating in an exam and he fails the counters on the whole management, he is like this system is wrong. This education system is only wrong. That's what's happening. Exactly, that's what happened. So at first I thought they were like suing for something else, but they're like, no, this whole 115 charges and like whole system is wrong.
Yeah, it's a stupid case. I think the hearing has started. And what I hear is that the verdict of this case will be out by next month or something. And then in October, 115 charges hearing will start. October this year.
What are they called? The betting guys, what are they called?
Bookies?
The bookies have 25-1 Man City getting relegated.
25-1. Damn, that's a damn good ratio. No, and that's not happening. I don't think they will put him in relegation.
They should not relegate. They should remove the club from
Actually.
England
But
only.
with this current team, without manager also, they are winning the championship.
Like they should dissolve the whole team. Gone. Done. You
Yeah.
should not
And
play
if they
anymore.
are
Start from like
relegating them
scratch.
to the championship, they should just tell them to take 1 year rest. So anyway, you are coming up next season, take 1 year rest and
Yeah,
come back.
they can come up with the academy kids only.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, that would be justice. If their entire thing is they have spent money illegally, then everybody that they've got in the team by spending that money leaves the team. They're not allowed to play for Man City.
Damn.
That is way too harsh. That was my imagination. It's not happening, but
But
And
it seems legit.
No. I can see Chelsea like grabbing almost half a team.
yeah. Bring in
Chelsea.
Haaland. Come on.
No, they'll just
Chelsea
go
is
for the young
definitely.
ones. They will
Haaland
still
is
go
also
for
young. Haaland is also young.
How young is he?
22
When are you selling Lukaku?
this season.
Yeah, what
Sell
the
it to
fuck? There is-
Saudi. Sell him to Saudi, man. He has
Yeah,
a
he
boner for
wants to
Saudi.
go.
Let's just say he wants to go.
Saudi. Yeah, even Saudi has a hesitation to buy Lukaku.
Yeah, I mean, he will go to Saudi and say that Abu Dhabi was a better place. I love my fans in Abu Dhabi.
Lukaku with his
I
statements can start another war in the Middle East.
Man, I was thinking about Jose Mourinho in Turkey.
Yeah, man. He can
Man,
influence.
anyway,
The
Turkish
welcome
fans-
that he got
yeah.
was so
Yeah,
fucking cool, man.
Exactly. Anyway, Turkish fans are like volatile. And you put Jose Mourinho in it.
My dude is going to rule Turkey.
Yeah.
The
Like,
new
he can
president of
literally,
Turkey.
yeah, he can literally run for any political office. He'll be
Yeah.
that man.
And Mourinho is the guy who brings the fans in,
Yeah.
who
Any
involves
club he
with the
goes to.
fans.
There are no set of fans other than maybe Man U
I was just going to say Manchester United.
who don't
No, when
like who
he
don't love him.
joins. Yeah, no. When he joins, he just like brings all of them together. It will be like the atmosphere will be different.
Yep.
So now it's like the unwritten rule. If Jose Mourinho is there, fans will be there. Even fans are like, yeah, we have to back this guy no matter what.
Yeah.
And him in that Turkey Fenerbahce. So are they in Champions League? I mean,
I think so. They won the league now, so I think so they are.
let's talk about Euros a bit.
No, Shakuni, fill the forms, man. Don't cry then.
I
That-
never cry.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking
But
about
he
Kramer.
just gives up. Wow.
Ouch! Ouch! Yes! Yes!
Man, I still want that 2 points from Man United FA Cup.
2 points for Man United FA Cup. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
I'll
was
add it.
indeed.
Yeah. I'll add it.
Man, okay, what do you guys think about omission of Grealish Madison?
Yeah, you guys talk about
Yeah.
your England team.
Crazy, man. Like Grealish, why? He was the player who was always, if he didn't start, he used to be subbed on, and then something happened in the last Euros.
Yeah.
Not taking him is such a big mistake, man.
Man,
You are talking
think
about
that-
Grealish. I am still pissed on why Tomori is not in that team, man.
Of course, they took Guehi. Like, what the hell did he do? Even Harry Maguire also was better, no? Guehi kyun liya?
Oh, Harry Maguire is best in the defense, a centre back.
No, John Stones is best. Come on.
Man, for England, Harry Maguire has been good.
Yeah, he has been good for sure.
And John
But-
Stones a bit injury prone.
Yeah, but he has played almost all the matches last tournament also.
Yeah. Do they have Levi Colwill?
Nope. Like they have taken such less. I mean, the number of defenders they've taken is very, very low.
And I think they are punting on Kyle Walker to be one of the centre backs.
Yeah, man. The England team looks so
they
bad.
like-
Like I've lost all hope before the tournament began, man.
I think they are gonna do like 3 at the back with Trent playing in almost like that right midfield position.
I am surprised you guys still had hope from England, but good for you. But anyways, speaking of prediction league, Kramer, I have added your 2 bonus points. You got 3 points this week, but I've changed it to 5. Okay. The standings
Yes.
currently are Neil is at 38 points. This fucking pisses me off so much. He predicts max every time.
So
Yeah, but
what
why are we
was
not doing that Max Wala thing which we did last season?
Because it's not
And
as
because
obvious.
Yeah, we are having other race winners.
We have other races now. So many different race winners we've had now.
3.
No, we've had 4. Lando, Carlos, Charles,
Leclerc.
Max.
Yeah, apart from Max, I
And
think.
Max hasn't won last 2 of the races before Canada.
Yeah. So it's not that obvious.
Canada was also really, really close. If one decision went, if McLaren decided decided to pit Lando would have won.
Yeah. So it's it's not as obvious. Like we made that rule of predicting second, third, and fourth because Max was winning by like 15-20 seconds every single race. Like it's not, it doesn't make sense. And then there is a jeopardy. But like Neil just predicts, like he got 6 points.
Not only Max. No, Max का कितना point है?
2
Oh.
points for him. But like,
And I think I got Max and Lando right.
yeah, you did.
That's my 3 points.
Even I got Max and Lando.
Wait, no, Kramer. You predicted, oh yeah, Max Lando. Oh, sorry. So yeah, you would have had 5 points, which would make this 7.
Oh,
Okay, good for you.
eh,
Okay, so the standings as of now is Neil is at 38, Kramer 27, I'm at 26, Shakuni is at 19, Honeybaz is at 20. That's it. I'm just saying I think I'm winning the Euro Prediction League.
Yeah, probably you will.
Yeah.
Because even though I don't want to, I would end up predicting England win. No, I didn't. Who did I predict to?
We didn't do brackets yet.
yeah, we haven't done it yet.
Like,
Man, I have a feeling that Spain is not making out of group stage.
I put them in third. I have them.
No, Italy. You put Italy in third.
Oh, Italy in third. Sorry.
And I
Italy
have
was
put
not
Croatia
bad.
in third, but I have no hopes on Spain.
It will be interesting because I will be sharing the sheet so that everybody can keep track of when I update all the scores and everything. And it'll be updated daily, so should be fun. But listeners, once again, if you want to participate with us, ideally reach out to us on our Insta, so Twitter or email before 15th. 15th is when the tournament starts, and we want everybody who wants to participate to have their predictions in by then. So yeah, hopefully you'll all participate. Anything else?
The form is so big. Fuck, man.
Yeah, it is, but it'll be fun because it's detailed.
How many
Shaguni-
pages are there? Fuck off.
3.
3
So like
pages.
the 3 pages in the group stage matches where you have to predict the goal difference and winner, or like if it's a draw, then draw. And then 2 pages in the like who will
First
qualify from each group. Yeah. Man, that's what the fun is. It's going to
Filling
take you
the
literally
form?
15 minutes. And that means you get to enjoy for like 12 days. Fucking, I put in hard work for this.
I appreciated that.
Fucking asshole. Anyways,
Thank you for the form, Mansi.
on that ungrateful note, that's it from this episode, guys.
I
If
want
you
this thank you from
appreciate
Mansi.
more, if
I
you
want this thank
appreciate
you from
more,
Mansi on the podcast. I want fans to know that I do appreciate. It is just that I got tired of feeling it.
this fucker who could have literally filled the form 1 week ago, crying about the fact that he has to fill, as if I sprung it up on him last minute.
Man, he could have done it on Sunday, entire holiday.
Yeah,
Yeah, I fucking forgot it. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for gaslighting Kramer.
yeah.
Fucking lighter of
And
a podcast.
We could have very easily not reminded him and been like, oh, Shakuni, sorry, you didn't fill the form, you're out.
Yeah.
You're out of
Man,
the
I
prediction
have
league.
finished.
Enjoy
I
the
have filled
spectacle.
the forms as soon as I have seen it.
Yeah.
Fuck off, teacher's pet.
Wow.
Anyways, that's it from this episode. Thank you everybody for listening, and thank you everybody for joining. Do hit us up if you want to participate in our prediction league. We will see you whenever we feel like we have had enough of Euro matches to talk about. And until next time, bye.
Or we
Bye.
will come right after Spain.
Bye.
Yeah,
Bye
that is also
bye.
possible. Bye.